Flosstube, welcome to Creative Women Studio. It's my birthday, it's my birthday, hallelujah, it's my birthday. I am old. Yep, I'm old. I just turned 55 today. New Year's Eve is my birthday, guys. Can I just tell you that I've come to terms with having a New Year's Eve birthday. Growing up, I wasn't crazy about having my birthday on New Year's Eve because we were on Christmas break from school, so I didn't get to like bring cupcakes to my classroom, you know, that kind of thing. We sometimes, didn't happen very often, but we would go to Missouri every year for Christmas, and a lot of times we were coming home on, not a lot of times, sometimes we drove home on my birthday, depending on what day it fell on. So like if my birthday fell on a Saturday, we would come home on Saturday so that we would have Sunday, and then we'd go back to school Monday. Yeah, that stunk. That stunk. 12 hours in the car with your brother in the backseat of a car on your birthday. But anyways, a lot of times, most of the time I should say, we celebrated my birthday while in Missouri. So that was awesome. And as a kid, I was such a spoiled brat. And I was like, oh, they just hold back a couple Christmas presents for my birthday. Spoiled brat. But anyway. So today is going to be a bit different. I'm not going to do my typical Flosstube. I don't have any notes. It's more about just wrapping up the year and my plans for 2022. And then next week I'll get back on track. I am excited to tell you I finished 4 cross-stitch charts in 2021. Are you kidding me? That's amazing for me. Some of y'all have finished like 30. Some have finished like 12 large ones. I have finished small projects. But I'm just happy to be stitching. I'm so happy to be feeling comfortable with it now. Not comfortable enough to do a large piece yet because I still mess up. The one I'm working on right now, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, I'm 1 stitch over too far with the snowman, and it's going to be fine. It's fine. But it irritates me. And I'm not ripping the whole snowman out for 1 little stitch. It doesn't throw the rest of the piece off type of thing. So, but it just aggravates me that I count and I double check and I still am off. And I'm like, oh, what is the deal? I'm continuing on. I am just taking those mistakes with a grain of salt. Unless it throws off the whole piece. I'm not frogging. Just not doing it. So let's get started. I want to just show you the pieces that I finished this year. Only 2 are fully finished, and then 1 I left at the house because it's Christmas. It's still Christmas at our house. I'm not taking my trees down until January 6th after the Epiphany. So it's still Christmas at our house, and the piece that was the freebie, I will insert a picture for you guys when I come to that. But that was the last piece that I finished. So the first piece I finished is from my Celebrate 15 Years of Needlework cross-stitch book that I came out with at Market 2020. Yeah. At the Nashville Market 2020, right before everything went into lockdown. That was my 15 years. That was my 15th year of designing needlework. Not cross stitch, but needlework. I started with punch needle and then made my way to designing cross stitch. So, and then I think it was later that year, or maybe even the next year, that I came out with the Celebrate 15 Years of Needlework punch needle book. So anyways, here's my first finish ever. It's obviously super tiny, and I put it on this little paddle, antique vintage paddle, and yeah, I think I changed some things on it. I don't have the information right here in front of me. That is something I'm going to do for 2022 is track what I'm stitching, how long it took me, what I stitched on, blah, 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 and just have a reference book. So it's super tiny. I changed some things on it because, you know, being a designer and now stitching, I can see things that I can improve on as a designer. You know what I'm saying? So I used, I think that is Dames of the Needle trim. Pom-pom. And I wrote on the back, my first finished cross stitch May 2021. Yeah. The second piece that I finished, but not fully finished, which actually I need to get on that. Long May She Wave was stitched on, whoopsie, I'm trying to, okay, on 40 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa. This is part of a book that I'm working on. I only have one more piece out being stitched, and I should have that back soon. And then I'm going to fully finish all of them and put them in a book form and probably release them in June. And I think there's a total of 7 designs, all Americana. But come on, a blue dog? Are you kidding me? I love blue dogs. I actually had a painting that I named Blue Dog. Also, the nice thing about these the Americana book I'm coming out with, they're all fairly small. This is probably one of the largest pieces actually that will be in that book. So I'm listening, because a lot of you say, your stuff is so stitch heavy. We need some smaller, less intense pieces. So I'm listening, and I'm not always good about doing what I'm told. Just ask my parents. Anyways, my third one that I finished was Old Saint Nick. That it was a freebie that I gave away the first part of December. I will put a link in the description box below in case you missed out on that. That link will take you to that newsletter. In the corner, on the top right-hand corner, it should say subscribe, I think it says. So if you hit subscribe, you will be, that way you'll be subscribed to my newsletter, which I only send out the past couple, probably the past 3 years, I've only sent out 1 newsletter a year. It's usually around Thanksgiving time, and I have a sale in my Etsy shop. I give away a freebie, a recipe, you know, and just kind of recap the year. My plan, though, is to at least do 2 a year. You know, I'd like to do one kind of mid-year and give another freebie away and all that kind of thing. But that's where you're going to get my freebies, okay? I do have a few freebies on my website as well, which I will link that below too. What else was I going to say about that? Okay, so once you hit subscribe, you will get an email that you have to confirm that subscription to my email list, okay? And it should come from, it might say Teresa Kogut, it also might say Gather, Dream, Create, or Teresa Kogut's Creative Whims. I'm not sure how your email shows up to you, but so just look for that. And then when you are looking at the newsletter, you want to scroll to the bottom, and that's where you can click over to the freebie and then download it. So I'm going to insert a picture here of the finished piece. I don't have all the information about what I stitched that on. I can't even say. But yeah, I showed it in one of my recent Flosstube videos, so go and check that out if you want to see all the deets on, you know, what I stitched it on. And then my fourth and final finish for 2021. I'm so excited about this one. Cast your cares on the Lord and He will sustain you. This is available right now in my Etsy shop. I will have a link in the description box below. This, I stitched it on Needle and Flax Pickwick, I believe. Oh, I didn't write it down. It's Needle and Flax Pickwick. I'm like 99% sure it was that. 40 count. This is the first in an ongoing series called Faith in Stitches. And it's going to be monthly charts that are available only through my Etsy shop as PDF downloads. Okay. Now, someone had mentioned before that they don't have the ability to download PDFs and work that way. So what I'm thinking about doing is at the end of the year, putting all of them in a book form. That is not 100% that I'm going to do that, but it's a possibility that I'm going to do that. And then, you know, this is a series that I plan on doing as long as I can come up with designs. I feel that in the trying times that we are living in the division that we have going on, not just in our country, but all over the world, I just feel that we need words of encouragement, words of hope, words of strength, words of comfort, and where better place to find that than in the Bible. So they're all scripture-based, and they will have, all the scriptures will be about that, hope, strength, faith, all of those things. So they'll all be small too. This, as you can see, this is small. I'm going to make this into a little pillow. I'm going to, actually I already did scan it, that's right. So it's, the PDF is ready. But I am going to make it into a pillow this coming week. I'm going to clean off an area to put my sewing machine up in a permanent spot in my studio. And I'm going to watch Vanna Pfeiffer's videos and see how to make a pillow, because I'm assuming you have to put something like, is it called interfacing? I don't know. I don't know the terms, but something on there to protect the stitching, because I'm going to be using lizard litter, or what do you call that? Ground walnut shells, I think. I got to get my hands on some sawdust because I really want to use that. And I know someone at my church that he does a lot of woodworking, and so I'm just going to ask him if, you know, probably twice a year, if I could get a bag of sawdust. A small bag would probably be all I need, because I'm not a huge finisher. Well, I'm not a huge stitcher in the first place, but I'm not, like, I like to finish on flat things mostly. But hey, if I get good at doing pillows, I love pillows because they can just sit in a dough bowl. They can sit on a shelf. They're just, they sit in nice places instead of having things framed and they have to be on a shelf or on the wall. So anyways, moving along. So that's my 4 finishes, and they are all pretty small. I did some starts as well. One of the starts I'm going to show you is actually from 2020, I believe. Okay, we're going to go into, I guess it'd be called my whips. Oh Lord, my battery's about to die on my camera. Alrighty, this first one that I'm going to show you is December Patreon. And here it is. This is the one I was telling you that my snowman is over 1 stitch too close to the house. So there'll be just one little tiny sliver of fabric between the snowman and the house, but that's all right. So it's going to say cozy and warm. And after I get the rest of the words on, then it's just fill in. I got to fill in the house, and then I'm going to fill in all these triangles. I am going to grungy this up because I don't like that yellow. I wish I would have picked a more, just a darker yellow. And anyways, I'm going to use that Primitive Gatherings antiquing spray and see how that goes. Now again, this is teeny tiny, and I think it would be really cute made into, guess what, a pillow. But we'll see. If I have a book that it will fit on, I might do that. But it's just really, I think it's cute. Warm and, or cozy and warm. I always say warm and cozy. Cozy and warm. And then there's some snowflakes and some stuff in the background. I forgot about that. There's a few more things in the background. But look at his little face. Hold on, I gotta zoom in. You gotta get a little close-up of that face. Is that snowman adorable? He's so cute. And I've heard so many people talk about white stitching and how your stitches don't look as good as like using color. Why is that? What is the deal with that? But yeah, white stitching, and I mean, I'm new anyway, so I'm not a good stitcher yet. But when I look at the yellow on the house, and then it looks great. Then I look at the snowman and I go, wow, that's horrible. All right, another whip I have going that I said I was going to get done before Christmas and I didn't is Carriage House Samplings, or Carriage House Samplings, Quaker Christmas Samplers. In all of these beautiful like quilt blocks or stars, whatever you want to call them. There's 7 of them. I have to put 7 of them under Merry Christmas and then it will be done. And this one, I don't know. If I can find a book to put this on, that's what I'll do. But otherwise, I might just make a long pillow. I don't know. I guess I need more sawdust than I thought. So yeah, that is a 25 count vintage country mocha. It's a Lugana. I'm stitching it 1/1. I said I was going to get it done before Christmas, but then I started working on that Freebie Santa, Old St. Nick, and I went bananas on that, and I had to get that done because I loved it so much. So this took, you know, a back seat to it. Okay, so another whip of mine is Winter Bouquet. It was for Patreon, December 2020. Here's what it looks like in its entirety, but I wasn't going to do this whole thing because it's too intimidating. This was, I think, the very first cross stitch I ever started on, I believe. But I don't want to work on it in the summer. That's why I gave it up. I'm stitching just this part, and then I'm moving this part over. I'm not going to do the vase and all the flowers. My battery died, so I don't know where it cut off. But, oh, I was not showing that. Good golly, Miss Molly. I have this part done. I'm going to move the snowman, the tree with the bird on it. All of that is going to be moved over. I'm going to remove the vase. And it's just going to be this long, narrow piece. Another whip I started, and I have the tiniest start, so I don't even know if you can consider it a start. It's really small. Is Barbara Anna Designs, All Creatures Great and Small. I love her work, but this piece just, the quirky animals, the everything. There's nothing about this I don't like, other than the fact that it's so large, and I'll probably be 90 when I get it done. But I'm stitching it on the called for, I believe. Vintage Country Mocha, yeah, it's a 40 count. This is all I have done, guys. Actually, I think it goes, yeah, it goes this way. That's it. The reason I'm not picking this up again for a while, maybe mid-year or in the fall, I can start working at it again, is because I'm so new and I'm horrible at stitching. I shouldn't say horrible, but I miscount. And on something this big, if you miscount and you throw things off, I don't know. I'm just too nervous to do something this big this early on in my stitching life. You know what I'm saying? So I want so bad to get that done, but so as far as my plans from here on out, again, the one I showed you, Winter Bouquet, that I'm not doing the bouquet part, that one, I think I can get that done this winter. Barbara Anna Designs, that's so big. I'm going to wait probably till the fall, possibly, if I feel more comfortable about how I am doing with my stitching. Some things that I have lined up, however, is one of them that I'm going to start on immediately is, oh shoot, I can't show it to you because I don't have a printout of the picture. It's just the chart. But it's Faith in Stitches #2. And it reads, I can at least read the verse to you. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. And this one doesn't have quite an intense border like that first one. And the stitch count's 97 by 58. So again, it will be nice and small. And I have a beautiful piece of fabric picked out for it, R&R Winter Brew 40 count. So that's such a pretty color. And that will be gorgeous. Yeah, it's actually better to see it back far away. That would be so pretty. And I can show you the threads too. So there are the thread colors for my next Faith in Stitches. Hear all those zippers? Those are all project bags, guys. I wasn't going to get into project bags. I was fine using some Ziplocs, and I was also using just like bags that I put my artwork in and stuff. But yeah, y'all enabled me, and it is way more fun to dig them out of a beautiful project bag than out of a plastic bag. What else? Oh, yes. Lindy stitches. Come on, Stephanie. Oh, I love her stuff. I adore this, and I purchased that kit from her, and then she's so stinking nice. She ended up refunding my money because I was helping her with something, and that was her gift to me. So that was so sweet of her. I love this. It's a little needle book, Raven's needle book. I don't know if she still has kits left. I really don't know. So it came with everything, including these amazing little scissors that are so stinking cute. Yeah, whatever. I'm so sick of my thing not doing its thing. So that is on my immediate radar. I might switch out the pink though. I might. The pink thread for a red color. But I love it. She does the best birds. The best birds. I love her one she did for Needlework Expo, I believe, that had the 3 turkeys. Or there were 3 birds. Maybe they weren't all turkeys, but that's one I would consider stitching as well. Because remember, I love birds in artwork and in cross stitch and outside in the wild. All right, another one that I am going to work on. This I plan on releasing at Market. So that's March 1st. I only have 3 months. Well, less than that because I have to fully finish it and everything. But this is the cross stitch of it. But I have my weaver's cloth, and I have all of the threads pulled to make this into punch needle. Right? I've never attempted a punch needle of one of my angels, but it's something that I have promised people for the longest time, and I keep getting people asking about it. So this is like the drawing. She looks like a robot, but it's basically to show, you know, where to punch what color so that we can get that cool shading on her face. So that's, I haven't even started it. So that's just a plan. Other plans that I have for 2022. Oops, it's over here. I wanted to do this in 2021 and I didn't. But my goal, my word for 2022 is discipline. I work a lot of hours. It's not like I'm sloughing off, okay? But I do like this aspect of my business. I'm at a place now where I really can get, you know, I don't wake up to an alarm. And I know when my deadlines are, and I never miss a deadline really. I mean, I make it happen. I make it work. It can be stressful at times, especially with the fabric company, because it takes a long time to develop a fabric line, and it was kind of crazy because last year, you know, when I signed with them in 2020, the end of 2020, like we had to get the first 2 lines out like bam, bam, quick. Plus in 2021, I was guest designer. Well, I was a guest designer at the Silver Needle Retreat, but then I taught 2 classes at the Garden of Quilts. So I had a lot of things going on that were kind of new in my schedule that I didn't have prior. So I feel, especially with the fabric line, I want to start, like I already have one due in the spring and I know that now. So I'm going to start working on it now. I know the theme, and I have a lot of the art like already done from previous things that I have done. I just have to put it all in like a fabric line and make it cohesive and do some coordinating pieces and all that. So fabric, I'm going to be doing 2 fabric lines a year. So that is obviously huge for me and exciting. I'm going to develop my first project book that is going to come out in the fall, probably for Needlework Expo. And it will be based on a fabric line that will also be coming out in the fall. I don't believe I can talk about it yet. As soon as I can talk about it, I'll let you guys know what the theme is and maybe show you a little bit of the artwork and stuff if I can do that. But that project book is going to be around that fabric line. So I'll have a couple little small quilting projects. I'm going to have a wool applique project, a punch needle, and maybe a couple cross stitch projects in the book. Oh, but I was getting back on my schedule. So I want to, and when I say discipline, it's more about just having a routine, because I kind of get up and I'm going to cross stitch this morning. And sometimes I can cross stitch for like 3 hours and be completely happy with that. I love it. But then I come down to the studio and I'm under the gun to get stuff done. And I can't do that anymore. So this is my goal. My goal is to roll out of bed and work out. I used to do that. I did that for like 20 some years. I would not even make coffee. I would get up and I would work out, because if I start piddling around with stuff, then I put my workout off, and then it just sometimes doesn't get done. I can't work out at night. I'm too tired. After dinner, I'm too full, and it's just like I have to do it first thing in the morning. So that I'm getting back in that routine. Roll out of bed, work out. Then as I'm cooling down, because I can't take a shower right away because I'm still sweating, I'm going to sit down and that will be my prayer time. Then I'm going to take a shower and all that, come right down to the studio. That'll get me down here probably 2 to 3 hours quicker than normal, or than it has been in the past couple of years. So I'm going to spend those 2 to 3 hours painting. I started doing faith journaling, which I was really digging and having a great time doing that. I want to get back more into that. I have it kind of planned out where I want to do, okay, so January, I have it all written down. The only one I don't have written down is for November. But in January, I'm going to work on early American folk art paintings. February, I'm going to do watercolor angels. March, I'm going to do like primitive folk art. It might be like the watercolors that I did for Vlogmas, that kind of a look, more grungy, really primitive stuff. I'm thinking about doing that for March. April, angels painted over scrapbook paper, which is one of my favorite ways to paint those angels. May, I have down whimsy chicks. That could change. I don't know. You know, this is all fluid. I can change it if I want. June, I was going to do like, which is really different for me, so this might not happen. But remember those 2 huge angel paintings I did that were ocean? You know, there was an ocean, they were holding seashells, and they were in blues and aquas, and oh my gosh. But they were commission paintings for a lady that lives in Michigan but has a beach house in Florida. Well, I so enjoyed working with those colors. So I thought about taking June, which is a nice time of year to paint with those colors, and do just that. Do some, you know, ocean, beach, you know, sea life, that kind of thing. But that's iffy. July, patriotic, Americana paintings. August is going to be the Holy Family or Jesus or Mary, you know, that theme. September, back onto the angels. October, fall, like real prim fall stuff. Turkeys, not Halloween necessarily. Fall. I need fall. November, I don't have anything written down. And then December, Christmas, but like in a primitive style. So that is something I want to start doing. I want to paint more, guys. I want to paint more. And I wish I could add more hours to the day. That's what I really wish I could do. Another thing that I'm going to do is when I'm doing those paintings, I'm going to record them and then I'm going to offer them as tutorials. Not all of them, obviously, but because sometimes you just don't want to be on camera. Like I want to just paint. I just want to make mistakes and not feel like the final outcome has to be perfect. You know, I need time to play and experiment. But there's going to be some paintings that I'm like, oh, I can visualize exactly how I want this to look in my head. This would make a great tutorial. Because I have so many people that really would like to do some painting with me. I'll talk more about that later. But anyways, I'm going to offer moderately priced tutorials as I'm painting throughout 2022. Continuing with Patreon, obviously, I love Patreon. The one thing I am adding for 2022 is for Tier 4, we're going to do monthly Zoom stitch-alongs or stitch with me or whatever. We're just going to all hang out and stitch down here at my studio. Let's see. Oh, another thing that I want to do for 2022. Okay, so Vlogmas was so much fun. I really enjoyed all the paintings I did. I think I don't even know the total number of paintings I did. It had to be 20. Those paintings have been so well received by you guys that I think I'm going to put them in a book, a cross-stitch book, and release that at Needlework Expo. That's the plan right now, but that means getting all 20 of them stitched between now and then. I don't even have them charted. I mean, I just painted them. So that might be pushing it to try to get it done for the fall, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do want to show you the rest of the paintings that I did paint. So hold please. I'm a little confused because I only have 16 paintings here. Or wait. Yeah, I have 15 paintings here, and then one of them I gave away. So I gave away 3 paintings at the end of Vlogmas, but it wasn't all from what I painted during Vlogmas. One was Styling Snowman. I sent that out. Holly was the other one with the little girl taking the holly off the plant and putting it in her, with a little dog and the little house in the background. So cute. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see that one in case you missed it. But I don't know, I thought I painted more than that, unless I'm missing some. But hey, if you really want to know, go watch all my Vlogmas. And then I might have to go back, just like fast forward and see if I'm missing one. But I'm just going to go ahead real quick and go through all of them. So this was the very first one I painted. That was December 1st. December 2nd. December 3rd. I also did that one in punch needle. This is the 4th, which I love. That one I actually it's a cross stitch for Patreon. That one. December 6th. Dealer in Good Things. I love that. Love that he's holding a antique rocking horse. This is the December 7th. Get my face out of there. I love his funny face. I think he's so cute. December 8th was All About Mary. And then this says the 11th. I know I didn't do, Yeah, I must have missed a couple of days in there. I know we went shopping one day, and then I was sick one day. I was sick on the 10th. Love this one. This would be so stinking cute in cross stitch. Here's the 14th. So again, 12, 13. I'm missing a couple in there. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some paintings. 15th. Home for Christmas. December 16th, the first Noel. My absolute favorite. This is my favorite one that I painted. I love the two little tiny deer in the house. I love his little star snowman. I love his bag of candy canes, and his face is so stinking cute. I love this one. I love the black border. Just, oh, fun, fun, fun. I love this one too. Big old huge bouquet. The snowman, deer, Santa. I love it. And then on Christmas Day, this was the 25th. Emmanuel, God with us. So there you go. Vlogmas was a lot of fun. I actually still have one more video to post over there. I wanted to do it before the new year, but one day next week, because there's still Q&A that Kevin needs to answer, and then I have a few more questions too. So we will wrap that up next week, and Vlogmas will be in the books. So if you enjoyed watching Vlogmas, which a lot of you did, and I so appreciate the support and you know, subscribing to that channel. That channel is more about my art. You can watch speed painting videos over there. I have a lot of speed painting videos. Excuse me. But also I do this thing called CreateTube, and it's every other week I do a video. It's basically more vlog style, but it's basically like Flosstube in the fact that it's just an update of what's going on in the studio, but I show a lot more insider stuff, like what I'm doing, and it's just more personal and more vlog style. So if you like that and you want to go over there, I'll have a link in the description box below. I would love it if you would come over and subscribe to that channel as well. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. The last thing that I want to talk about is my Erin Condren planner. I don't remember if I showed this to you guys or not. I am a planner person. The reason I have to have it written down, and the reason that I have a planner in the first place is to organize my thoughts, to organize my deadlines, and to be on top of when I have things due, and just to keep a pace of when I need to get things to people. I mean, you know, my taxes to my accountant, you know, it's not just about art. It's not just about my deadlines for, you know, my releases and stuff, but there's a lot of other things that go on. Vacations, retreats, you know, make sure that I have everything for a retreat, you know, done in advance, far enough in advance that I don't get caught, you know, off guard. So, but even when I first started my business back in the early 90s, I used a planner. I treat my business as if I had a full-time job at another employer, because I can't show up late there, right? Every day? No. I can't just take time off whenever I want to if I had another employer. No. I mean, I do have that luxury being self-employed, but still, when you own your own business, it's pretty amazing how much time you put into that business. You know, it's way more intense than having a job that you go to, and when you leave, that job is behind you. I never quit thinking about my job. I love what I do though, so I'm not complaining at all. I am so grateful to you all for supporting my designs, and I'm grateful to the good Lord to give me the talent to do what I do, and grateful to my husband that he has supported me in everything that I have wanted to do creatively. And I'm so thankful that he now is on board again with me. When we had Primitive Folk, we worked together then, and you know, there was a span there where, you know, he went back to work doing, well, he did real estate, then he did sheet metal, and now he's retired and he's back working with me again, and it's wonderful. We don't have to wake up to an alarm, because yeah, I never wake up to an alarm. I'm kind of an early riser anyway, but when he was doing sheet metal, he was getting up at like 4:30, and I would have a hard time going back to sleep sometimes. So it was, yeah. Anyway, I've always treated my, you know, that's probably why, you know, I've had such success with my business, is because I treat it like a real job. And I've logged my hours. I have had a planner from the get-go, and I log my hours every day. My to-do list, my everything is in here. So the Erin Condren, I am trying one of their new formats this time. Before, do I have my other planner here to show you? Okay, so this is how my book was before. I used to use Franklin planners. Franklin Covey, they hooked up with Stephen Covey, and anyways, I used to use those since the early 90s. Then Kristen, my soul sister, for 2020, she bought me an Erin Condren, and I love the Erin Condren style. So this is a whole week though. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then just notes down here. Well, this is not enough room for an artist to write. I mean, it worked. I used this style for 2 years, and I love their books. But when I was shopping for my 2022 book, I noticed that they have a different style. So this is 2 days. This is one day, and this is the other day. So I get a full page now for one day. And here is like the times, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then here's a to-do list. And then I like this. It shows the January calendar right there, so I have a quick reference. And then here's a spot for notes. So there's a lot more pages, or a lot more room to write and track things. So I really like that. The only thing I don't like is that you can only fit half a year in here at a time. So the other half of the year I have put away, and to be honest with you, right now I don't even know where that is. So when June comes, I hope to God by then I know where it's at. So that I don't really like. But other than that, and this particular one with the leather, it has this pocket, it has place for credit cards, which I would put business cards in there. I'm not going to put my credit cards in there. And it has another pocket in the back, and a sleeve, a place here for a pen, and it has a magnetic closure, and it's nice. It's nice. So I'm excited to see how that works out. I think I mentioned briefly, I'm going to have a stitching journal. It's not going to be a calendar of any sort. It's just going to be a page, and it's going to have, you know, the title of what the piece is, who designed it, when did I start it, when did I, you know, finish it, when did I fully finish it, if I even do, and then, you know, what is the linen and threads, whether it's called for, or what did I switch out. And I'm going to have that, I'm going to start with the ones that I showed you so that I can number them and know how many I've done, like in my lifetime type of thing. I think that would be a cool way of doing that. So I'm going to start that as well. I'm just trying to get more organized. Another huge thing that I'm going to do for 2022 is reorganize the studio. My painting area over here, we have these half walls. Let me just show you. That looks like a hot mess. It's organized chaos is what this is, actually. So this right here, this is a wall. It's a half wall, okay? And it's not a permanent structure, and we did that on purpose. So this half wall, it's an L shape. It ends here, and it ends here, and then it goes back. As you can see, it goes back. I want this wall, I want that taken down. so that this whole area then will be open. So this is when I go in to go do my paintings, this is where I do that. And look at, I mean, it's like maybe 18 inches to squeeze through here. I got this table, I've got my camera equipment and stuff, my light, here's my light, you know, and it's just too cramped. So I want to open that up. And then on the other side of the studio is like the kitchen area and my work area for the big format printer. And I have an old computer over there that I'm going to get rid of because I rarely use it. And then that's where my sewing machine is going to go. So I'm just getting things organized so that the flow is better. You know, all the things that are here were important at one time. And these three cubbies, or whatever you want to call them, because there's another half wall over here. But at one time it worked. I used to have a ghost painter, and then I had an assistant. I at one time had 2 employees down here. Actually, I had 3 employees at one time. That spot right there that I just went in, that is where I paint. I used to have someone working in there too. So all 3 of those cubbies were work areas for people. But I don't need that now. It's just Kevin and I'm, you know, I need that space more than, you know, the way it's chopped up right now. So anyway, we're going to do a rehaul, an overall, whatever, a redesign of this studio to make it more functional and work better for what we're doing now. Who knows? I mean, I'd like to do that in the winter. It's got to be done in the winter because when my mom and Jerry get here in the summer, I don't want to be down here as much as I am, you know, normally. So anyways, I'm rambling now. I just wanted to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support of my designs. Thank you so much for your support of my channel here. And double check and make sure that you have subscribed to my channel, because I know a lot of us that do these videos, we have a lot of people that watch our videos and they don't subscribe, and it helps our channel, you know. So you can show your support of our efforts by subscribing and clicking the bell so that you get a notification when we have a new video. I think that's it. There was something else to say. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I have haul and I'm going to do the drawing. I know in my last video, I am going to give away an original painting. So that's coming next weekend because I just wanted to do kind of a wrap up. Oh, I know, one more thing. Oh, please. Something I always try to do at the end of the year, and I forgot all about it until just now, is I always want to know, like, how many cross stitch did I come out with and how many punch needle designs did I come out with that year. So in 2021, I came out with 26 cross stitch designs and only 7 punch needle. I need to step it up on my punch needle. Also, that is not including the 4 designs that I did for Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine, and then it doesn't include any freebies. I think I only did one. No, I think I did 2 freebies this year. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting to know that I did less, like, what? Only 7 punch needle, and that is something I really enjoy doing. Of course, now I enjoy stitching too, so it's really hard to do all the things, right? If you ever want to know what I came out with when, on my website, I'll have links below. I might already have the links there anyways. Actually, I don't. So I didn't do this when I first started designing, but a couple years ago, when I have a new release, I'll put new release, you know, June 2020, okay? And then I'll have what that is. And then under that, you know, all the different releases and when they came out. Because I know that is interesting to me, I know. And then some people might get something and say, oh, I wonder when this was released. And that's a way to do it, is to go to my website. Plus, when you go to my website and you look at the cross stitch and you look at the punch needle, you can see everything that I've ever designed, really. So including retired pieces. I have them on there still, but it says retired next to them. So anyways, that's it, guys. I have kept you long enough. Thank you so much for joining me for a visit today. I want to wish you a very happy, joyful, faith-filled and healthy 2022. I love a new year. I love also that my birthday is at the end of the year. So, because you know, a lot of people will do this thing where they, oh, you know, a new birthday, this is a new year for me, I'm gonna, you know, make these changes in my life, or here's my goals. Well, mine comes at the end of the year, so I get to just start fresh every year. A new year, you know, for me. So again, thank you, and God bless. Bye. Oh, don't forget, create every day. Bye now.